Hi, Allison Morris here with Full Potential Parenting, and welcome to day 4 of 21 days of tapping. Today I want to do some tapping around envy, and in particular being envious of other people's families. So you know how this goes. You're on Facebook and you see somebody post about how their child made honor roll, or maybe how they just got back from a vacation that you know you would never be able to take with your family because it took 10 hours to get to in the car, or it would have been too stimulating for your child, or whatever the case may be. Or maybe you hear neighbors talking about, I don't know, a piano recital or a complicated science project that their child just finished, and you know that your child is never going to be capable of pulling something like that off for whatever reason. And it brings up all these feelings, and among them, envy is right at the top, as you just wish your family were like all these other families. So I want you to think back to the most recent occurrence of this envious feeling. And maybe it was a Facebook post, or overhearing a conversation, or maybe it was a direct conversation you had with a neighbor or a friend or a sibling. Anywhere where you've been unable to compare your life to the lives of others, where their lives feel so much like what you had in mind when you thought about becoming a parent. And again, notice where you feel that in your body. If it's just a clenching in your stomach, or a sadness in your heart, or maybe it's a tension in your shoulders or in your jaw. And then I want you to repeat after me. Let's tap back on our karate chop point. Even though I am so envious of other people's families, I forgive myself for feeling this way. Even though I feel so guilty that I'm envious of other people's families. Why isn't my family enough for me? I forgive myself and anyone else who's contributed to my feeling this way. Even though I'm filled with envy when I hear of other families talking about themselves and all the adventures they go on, all the accomplishments of their children, I love the one who's filled with envy. And let's go to the top of our head. All this envy about other people's families, the vacations they go on, the fun they have together, how much they like each other, the projects they complete together, the games they play together, the bike rides they go on. All these things that will never happen for me and my family. I'm filled with envy. And then I'm filled with guilt for feeling envious. And there's some sadness mixed in there too. I don't know if our family will ever be able to do any of those things. All this envy. And feeling sorry for myself. This isn't the parenting journey that I had expected. The reality is so different from my dream. It's hard to listen to other people and how well they're doing and how much fun they have together. It's so different from what we experience in our home. All this envy and sadness in my heart. I acknowledge the envy that I feel. I allow myself to feel it. Just notice this envy. Allow it to wash through me. I allow it to not be wrong. I allow it to not be bad. Allow this feeling to go through me. And then I can release it. Releasing this envious feeling. Releasing this envy now. All right. Take a big breath and let that out. As always, there may be more tapping that you want to do around this issue, especially if there are particular conversations or incidents that are really prominent in your memory, or that instantly cause you to get upset again. You can always test how your tapping is doing by recalling an incident that's previously gotten a rise out of you or triggered some deep emotions in you. And if those incidents are still problematic for you, just run through them again in your head and continue doing your tapping until you really neutralize that trigger and you don't feel much of anything at all when you recall those incidents again. So I hope this has been helpful, and I'll see you again for tomorrow's tapping exercise. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.